All right, family, I want to welcome you to another Gye-Nyame chat. But today we're going to be looking at the principle of emoji, but it's not really going to be emoji. So tune in. We're going to be talking about the power of the Gye-Nyame naming system. So tune in. Peace, fam. This is Brother Tim going through my Nguzo Saba challenge. I started over and I'm on emoji, but today I want to talk about emoji, but the talk was a little bit more about the Gye-Nyame naming system and why we use it. So we're going through the principles. We're describing what each principle means. Emoji, Gucci, Shakali, Ujima, Jamani, Gye-Nyame. We'll be covering those over the next 7 days, and I'll be bringing you some highlights on it. But in this system, we're calling it the power of the Gye-Nyame naming system. It's nothing new. I don't want you to think that Gye-Nyame came up with something new or I came up with something new. What I want people to understand is that the naming protocols that were in place culturally help the young people, help the newborn to be able to align with the service that they will be able to provide the community. After generations of study of individuals being born on different days, our ancestors came up with a system in which we're able to name them. Now, Gye-Nyame, we just took this name protocol, and rather than putting on the names in Tree or the names in other languages, we apply the language that we are currently in. So now we're using the principle system. So today we was on emoji, and I went through and described the power of today's principle, right? And how that ties in with the name. What these naming protocols do, it gives us a roadmap in which our young people can follow, because each principle has a certain duty towards the collective. Umoja is one that brings unity. Umoja is unconquerable. So when we're looking at the principle of Umoja, we're looking at that principle that makes us invulnerable. It makes us unconquerable when we are exercising that principle. And the individual that is born on Umoja, for those that don't know, Umoja for us is Monday for you, right? Those that are born under the principle of Umoja have the ability to bring that principle. In a sense, we describe it as your superpower. All of us are born with qualities that makes us super, that once we plug into them, it makes us unconquerable, it makes us unstoppable. So those people who are able to identify the day and the principle that rests on that day, they're able to have access to that power. Now, nowadays we name children things because it sounds good, right? We name people things because we're comfortable with the name, or we name people after things or after people, right? But we don't realize that the name is the vibration, it's the signal that a child hears continuously. So we must put a meaning on that. Even if you don't agree with the meaning of your name, you could change it or change your name. Or you could just add the day you was born on. I am a coochie baby, right? And I'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow. But go and look at the naming convention and see how you could work it in your life. So today is Umoja. Umoja means unity, right? And we should be striving for unity. Now, one of the things that we got to constantly ask is, what is the price of unity? See, most people are not willing to pay the price for us being united. This means we're gonna have to take a whole another look and a whole different stance on it, because most of us want Umoja for free, but Umoja don't come free. Umoja means there has to be sacrifices made, and someone who's born under Umoja is willing to make that sacrifice. They are skilled in making that sacrifice, right? So all you Umoja babies out there, I want to salute you, but also I want to talk to all of us that's constantly screaming, why we don't have unity in the black community? Because many of us are not willing to make the sacrifices that it takes. And what are some of those sacrifices? Part of the sacrifice is the time, right? One of our most valuable assets. And those that can't get a time need to get their resources. Every organization, every group, every state, every nation has some type of tax that individuals have to pay. There's some type of buy-in. There's some type of, and it ain't buy-in with taxes. They just take that shit, right? But what are we taxing ourselves to maintain unity, right? Because I keep hearing things about what's going on with Kyrie Irving. I'm not really familiar with him or Kanye West and stuff like that. And people speaking against them and people speaking up for them. But this is the question that I want to ask, right? What is the mechanism that we have in place so that when somebody does something detrimental to us, that we feel is detrimental to us, what consequences can we give them? This means that we have to have individuals in our community, in our tribes, in our families that's willing to sacrifice, right? So that we will be able to have the economic power and the community power to really make those that offend us either apologize or disappear. This is Brother High Tim. I'm just trying to keep it real. And I'm out.